The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish now. The story flip if I let.
Okay, Coach, so normally thoughts turn to basketball this time of year in the Hoosier State, but not so this year. The NFL playoffs have come to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Ready? 41's the mic. Check 41. Watch the curl.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally brought down at the 43. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I got you.
Now a give, right side. Hines. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Out of the gun, Brissett. That ball caught by Funchess. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Devin Funchess there to make the grab. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
It's a gain of 25 yards. First down, Houston.
What is that? 19! I don't even know why his team showed up.
A first down carry now for Miller. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On 2nd and 11 now. Watson, flush to his right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. It's 3rd down.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Now,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Whitney merciless. Coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Brissett. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Here we go. Here we go. Pittsburgh. Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key him.
Play action now. Brissett. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage, you know?
And now the up man has it. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. A big breakdown defensively there on the fake punt. Turns into a huge play and a 1st down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. Here's Hines. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brissett. He completes this one to Mack. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Bernardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score Colts 7, Texans 0.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Oh, you got deep?
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Ebron's got it. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 14.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
58, boys, 58, 58, Mike. Let's go, defense.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
First down, Brissett. He's got Jack Doyle. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a give, right side. It's Hines. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Throwing on second down. Brissett. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Play fake. Brissett. Complete to Hilton. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
55's my guy, 55.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Whitney, merciless, picks up his second sack of the afternoon. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Brissett. He's got it to Hilton. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 35.
3 yards. And the Colts, first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 35-yard line. Now a give right side. Hines. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target, and it'll bring up third down.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Mike 55.
From the gun, here's Brissett. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
But that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. 58, boys. 58. 58. Mike.
You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Out. Pass.
Throwing again is Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Brissett. Escaping the pressure right. And his pass incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On play action, Brissett. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Brissett into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. On the return is Jones. 35 yards that time on the punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Danico Autry gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Watch the end. 55's Mike, guys. 55. Watch the pass.
They'll throw now on the final play. And the catch made by Hilton. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here. The big fella. He's at the 50, 30, the 20. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Motion.
Looking to throw again on second down. Watson. And an alley to run. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Trevor Williams with a pick. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
The Colts take over first and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Ready? 41 Mike. You got
first down. It's Hines. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here we go, D. All day, defense. Watch twist.
On second and 2, Brissett, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about.
Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Set. Hey, hold on. Watch the run. Watch the run. You got
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jacoby Brissett, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and it is 28-0. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side, because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Looking to throw on second down. Watson, incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. Now Watson, operating from the gun. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Watson. And a catch made by Hopkins. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on fourth.
Get him. 26, Mike.
They are going for it. Here's Watson. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. And predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. They'll run on first down. Hines. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They run again with Hines. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. He wants it all for the end zone. That ball caught by Funchess. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Devin Funchess. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time. And now it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open. And this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass. Incomplete.
Be ready. 26, Mike. 26, Mike. Get your swarm on. 9. 26, Mike. Time to go. Night. 26, Mike. 26, Mike. Time to go.
3rd and long. It's Watson going deep for Hopkins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Taken from just outside the 30. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Colts will go on offense here. 1st and 10.
Ready.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check 41. It's our time.
Now it's Hines. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
On first down, it's Hines. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Miller. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Another carry, same story. 4th quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the scouting report. They got into what they were doing offensively, into their mindset, and now they're beating them to the punch on every snap.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go.
And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. After the run, Watson going to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
1st down, Houston.
Hey, no timeout.
26 Mike. Check.
Out of the gun, Watson. And his throw is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Watson. Throwing again. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Danico Autry coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them and try and get some points on the board.
And I'm curious on the defensive side if they stay aggressive, because you know they want to pitch this shutout.
Yeah, they have to be aggressive, but they also have to be smart.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
You think you gonna get this?
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Wide, here we go.
This is Hines. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 13.
Set. Go to base.
Watch it, 5.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Deuce.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015